Hello, students. Sadly, I have come down with a pretty bad stomach bug, so I am going to miss another day of school on Thursday. So, in order to try to keep from falling farther behind, I went ahead and recorded our lesson on 2.4. So, if you could go ahead and get out a blank sheet of paper and get ready to take notes on 2.4 dividing decimals. This was Tuesday's lesson. And Miss Steinke, you may want to pause this throughout the presentation if they need more time to write down the notes. Now, in example 1, we're going to learn a little bit of terminology. The first thing you need to know is that the number on the inside of the division sign is what we will always call the dividend. So we would say this 761.25 divided by 21. 21 we call the divisor. Now, we're going there's a couple ways that you can do long division. You can use the front end estimation that we've been learning about, and that does seem to help at least give you a ballpark figure on a number to work with. So we can try that here. 21, using the front end of it, our front end estimation, we can round to 20, 76, we can round to 80, give or take that's about 3 or 4. When we multiply it out, okay, we get 13, and subtract it, we get 13. Now, 21 can't go into 13, so what do we need to do? We need to bring down the 1. And when we bring down the 1, we get 131. And then when we multiply out, 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, we subtract it and we get 5. Now, obviously, 21 doesn't go into 5, so we bring down our 2. 21 goes into 52. Again, if you're just estimating, 20 goes into 50 about 2 times. And then whenever you multiply the rest out, 21 times 2 is 42. Subtract them, you get 10. Bring down your 5. Multiply it, subtract it, and there's your answer. Most likely at this point you all have learned this, but if it's not review, you may want to watch this a few times. Now in example 2, we're dealing with some specific rules on dividing decimals. Now the first one is that you never want to have a decimal in your divisor. Okay, so that's a problem. So we have to move it, but however many decimal places we have to move it to make it a whole number, we have to do the same thing to the dividend. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to go ahead and move it 2 decimal places. Remember, whatever you do to the divisor, you do the same thing to the dividend. So now we have 317, or we have 380.4 divided by 317. Now we're just going to use, again, our rules of rounding and divide this. 317 goes into 380 about once. Alright, and then when we multiply it out and subtract it, we get 63. Obviously 317 doesn't go into 63, so we have to bring down our 4. And we can estimate that that would be about 2 times, and it turns out that that works out perfectly. Now in B, there's something a little different because yes, I need to move my decimal 1 place, but there's technically no number after the 8. We know that since 8 is a whole number, the decimal is right after the 8, so I can simply add a 0, add another place, and then move my decimal. So now I have 16 divided by 80. Using estimation, I can say 20 goes into 80 about 4 times. 16 is less than 20, so I know it's 4 or 5. That gives you a ballpark. It is going to be 5. And then once you multiply 5 times 16, you do get 80. Now in letter C, we need zeros to hold place value. So it's important that you get into the habit, especially after the decimal, that you use a zero to hold the place. If you don't, it changes your answer and you will get the incorrect answer. So we see that there's one decimal place in the divisor, so I need to move my decimal to the right one place in both the divisor and the dividend. Okay, when I do that, notice that 19 cannot go into 1 at all, so I place a 0 there. 19 cannot go into 11 at all, so I place another 0 above the 1 in the tens place. And then 19 can go into 114, and it is about 6 times. Now when I multiply it out, it does work out evenly, so my answer is 0.06. If, however, you forget to put this 0 in the placeholder, you might say that the answer is 0.6 or even 6, and that would be incorrect. So make sure that you use those zeros after the decimal to hold the place. Now in example 3, we have a word problem, and in your books you can go back and look at this unless you're already turned there. It's on page 69. It says that you buy a pack of 8 trading cards for $1.49, and they want to know how much does one individual trading card cost. So in order to find out how much one card costs, I need to divide $1.49 divided by 8. So obviously 8 does not go into 1, so I have my 0 placeholder. 8 does go into 14 one time. 1 times 8 is 8, subtract it out. 8 goes into 69 8 times. Now I subtract and I have 5. Now another part of the instructions say to round your answer to the nearest penny. Well, if I'm rounding my answer to the nearest penny, there's nothing in the thousands place right now to tell me what to round the 8 to. So I need to keep going. Alright, now I want everybody to think with me here for a second. 8 doesn't go into 5, but I need to keep going. I need to keep dividing. What do I need to do? Okay? If you're thinking to yourself that you need to add a 0 after the 9 and bring it down, you're absolutely right. So 8 now goes into 50 6 times. 6 times 8 is 48. Alright? But we don't have to keep going past that because we have the number needed to round it to the nearest penny. And our answer is about 19 cents. Now, what I need you to do for the rest of class and make sure you have done by Friday is to go ahead and do Tuesday's homework. Obviously, we're modifying the lesson plans, and hopefully I will be feeling better, well enough to come to school on Friday. And I just want you to know that I do miss you guys. Hopefully you miss me and you're not having too much fun without me. Alright, if you understand that, that's everything you need to know for 2.4.